Hi, I'm Robert Rapier. On last week's web chat, there were a number of questions that I couldn't get to in the time allotted, and I indicated that I would answer those questions in a series of video clips. So today I want to take one of those questions and provide a brief answer. And the question is, according to the Energy Bulletin, productivity of new wells in the Bakken has dropped considerably. Can you comment? So there was a story that showed up in the Energy Bulletin that said that the individual wells in the Bakken declined by 40% year over year. Now, it is true that the decline in these unconventional wells is much higher than the decline rates in conventional wells. However, there is a lot of area there. The Bakken covers a lot of ground. And so when productivity in a well declines, you can go drill another well. And ultimately, this is good news for oil services companies as long as the oil price remains elevated. So the Oil and Gas Journal actually did a study a few years ago, in 2011, I believe, and they modeled several different scenarios to determine how long it would be before the Bakken was actually saturated with oil wells. And if you look at oil production in North Dakota, it's been on an exponential increase since about 2007. So even though these individual wells are declining rapidly, the overall production is going up. So how long before that production peaks? How long before we can't drill any more wells in North Dakota and we're reduced to, over time, just a number of stripper wells there? So Oil and Gas Journal modeled three different scenarios, 1 million barrels a day, 1.5 million barrels a day, and 2 million barrels a day. Right now, production is closing in on 700,000 barrels a day, so we're likely to hit that million barrel a day target potentially by the end of this decade on the current production increase curve. So what they determined was that for the million barrel a day production rate case, well saturation does not occur until 2065. For the highest production case, saturation occurs in 2034. So in even the most aggressive case of 2 million barrels a day, it's going to be decades before the saturation, oil well saturation actually occurs. So I think we can count on probably the Bakken to continue to increase production. They'll drill more and more wells. Eventually they will get to a point where the entire area is saturated and oil production will begin to decline sometime in the future. But for now, I think we're going to continue to increase production there for several years to come, as long as oil prices hold up. If oil prices collapse, the activity there will decline and you will see production fall off there. But right now on the current trajectory, we'll be at 1 million barrels a day in just a few years. So thanks, and I'll try to get you another question next week.